The moon is more than a light in the sky. She is a cycle, a rhythm, a mirror for the soul. Each of her phases, from the dark silence of the new moon to the radiant fullness and soft surrender of her waning light, carries a distinct energy, a unique wisdom. And if you were born beneath one of these 8 lunar phases, you carry that energy within you. This is not just astrology. It's archetype, it's soul pattern, lunar imprint, emotional design. In this video, we'll journey through all 8 lunar phases: new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, and waning crescent, and explore the archetypes they awaken in us: the initiator, the dreamer, the warrior, the refiner, the illuminator, the philosopher, the reformer, the mystic. Each one speaks a different emotional language. Each one walks a different path through life. And somewhere in this cycle is you. So take a breath, look inward, let the moon be your mirror, and discover the story written in your light. Want to know your own lunar archetype? You'll find a link in the description to discover the phase of the moon at your birth. You were born in darkness, not as absence but as potential, a new moon child, the initiator. You carry the energy of beginnings, of blank pages and untold stories. The sky was empty when you arrived, yet full of promise, quiet, unseen, but pulsing with the power to become. You are not here to repeat what's been done. You are here to start something new. There's a restlessness in your soul, isn't there? A hum beneath the surface, always urging you forward, even when you don't know where you're going. Especially then, you move by instinct. You dream with your eyes wide open. You feel the pull of things not yet named. Ideas, desires, paths no one else sees. To others, you may seem impulsive or unfinished, but you're not meant to be polished. You are the spark before the fire, the moment before the leap. You live in the space where the world begins again. Your emotions run deep, but they often stay hidden, not out of fear, but because they are still forming. Like the moon you were born under, your light grows in time. You learn by doing. You understand through experience. You begin, and that is enough. There is magic in the way you start things, a sacred kind of bravery. You don't wait for the stars to align. You create your own constellations. And yes, you've likely begun many things you haven't finished, left behind chapters that never reach their end. That's not failure. It's part of your rhythm. You are a cycle in motion, always reaching toward what's next. In love, in life, in the dreams you chase, you're drawn to growth, to evolution, to the electricity of what could be. You need space to explore, to breathe, to become. When confined, you don't break, you disappear. You're not here to be held still. You are here to plant seeds, to ignite movement, to remind the world that everything begins in the unknown. So if you feel lost sometimes, trust it. That feeling is sacred. It means you're on the edge of something new, something real. You don't need a map. You are the map. Let your uncertainty be your guide. Let your instincts speak. Let the quiet parts of you rise like a tide no one sees coming. Because even when no light touches the sky, the moon is still there. And so are you, full of promise, full of becoming, and it all begins with you. You were born in the first sliver of light, a waxing crescent soul, tender, determined, full of quiet hope. The darkness has not yet lifted, but already you reach for the light. Already you believe. There is something beautifully unfinished in you, something still forming. You carry the ache of potential, not as a burden, but as a calling. You are here to grow, to stretch, to rise beyond the place where you began. You walk forward with wide eyes and a brave heart. No matter how small the light, you follow it. No matter how heavy the past, you move. You are not naive. You are becoming. There is courage in your softness. The kind of courage that keeps going, even when the road is quiet and no one is watching. You feel the pull of a future not yet born, and you shape your life in service to it. Every dream you chase is a promise to yourself. I am not done yet. I am still unfolding. Sometimes that journey feels slow. Sometimes you may question your pace, your worth, your voice. But trust this, every step matters. Every seed takes time. You are not meant to bloom all at once. Your emotions are tender like a new leaf. You may guard them, not out of fear, but because they are sacred. You feel deeply, and that depth grows with you. You sense the world intuitively, sensing what others miss, hearing what isn't said. And though you may doubt yourself at times, your intuition is a compass. In love, you seek promise. Not perfection, but possibility. Someone to build with. Someone who sees the blueprint of your becoming and believes in it. You need patience. You need encouragement. And most of all, you need the space to grow at your own rhythm. Because growth is your purpose. You are the artist of your own unfolding. Yes, there may be fear, doubt, setbacks, but they do not define you. What defines you is your persistence. Your willingness to rise again and again, even when the light feels too small to guide you. Astrologically, the waxing crescent is the time of intention made visible, a fragile new beginning, powered by determination. You were born into this frequency, the rhythm of trust and tenacity. So keep going, even when it's slow, even when no one sees what you're building, because your story is not one of lightning. It is one of steady fire, quiet hope, patient belief. You are the dream that chooses to keep growing, the small light that refuses to go out. And one day, that sliver will become a moon. Now the moon stands in half light, divided, determined, unshaken, and you, born beneath the first quarter, carry that same resolve. You are a threshold soul, made of tension and movement, born between what was and what must be, half in shadow, half in light. A question, a choice, a turning point made flesh. You were not born into ease, you were born into motion. Challenge is not your enemy, it is your crucible. You came here to test your strength, to sharpen it, to rise through resistance and say, I choose to go on. There is fire in you, steady and fierce. When others hesitate, you act. When the path is blocked, you push through. When doubt whispers, you answer with courage. Your life is a series of moments where you are asked to decide. Again and again, you meet the pressure of growth, and you do not turn away. You are the one who says yes to the hard thing, not because it is easy, but because it is right. You feel your emotions like a rising tide, not always calm, but always clear. Passion lives close to the surface. When you care with your whole body. When you fight, it is never for nothing. There is purpose in your fire. And when that fire is focused, it moves mountains. But the tension you carry is not always external. Inside, you may wrestle with doubt, with fear, with the weight of your own expectations. You may feel pulled in two directions: loyalty and freedom, certainty and change. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You only have to be true. In relationships, you bring intensity. You love with conviction, with effort, with presence. You are not here for halfway. You want to build to overcome. To create something real, you need a partner who doesn't shy away from the heat, who can meet your strength and grow with it. Spiritually, you are a builder of bridges, between will and heart, between choice and fate. You are not afraid of pressure. You were born for it. You were born to shape your own path through the sheer force of persistence. The first quarter is the moon of friction, of action sparked by tension, and you, fierce soul, are its echo, its edge, its momentum. So when life challenges you, when it says not yet, not now, not you, let your answer be movement. Take the risk, climb the wall, say the thing that must be said, because you are the one who changes the story, who breaks the pattern, who dares to choose. And in doing so, you teach the rest of us how to be brave. You were born beneath a moon that is nearly full, bright, building, almost there. This is the waxing gibbous phase, a time of refinement, of tension before completion. And you, born in this light, carry the gift of almost, of reaching, shaping, polishing what others might leave unfinished. You are the one who lingers, who fine-tunes, who asks, is this the best it can be? You live in pursuit of excellence, not for applause, but because something in you knows that things matter, that beauty lies in care, in craft, in intention. You are not here to rush. You are here to shape the masterpiece. There's a restlessness to you, a hum beneath the surface that never quite quiets. Even in your greatest triumphs, you feel the next question forming, the next layer asking to be revealed. Completion is close, but never quite enough. This is your blessing and your burden, the drive to improve. You see what others miss, the slight misalignment, the unrealized potential, the space between good and great. Your eye is sharp, your standards high. You hold yourself, and often those around you, to ideals that few dare to reach for. And while this makes you a builder of beauty, of brilliance, it can also make you hard on yourself. Remember, refinement is a gift, not a punishment. Growth is sacred, but perfection is a myth. Let your love of detail serve your joy, not steal it. Emotionally, you are thoughtful and layered. You don't reveal yourself all at once. You're constantly processing, sifting, asking deeper questions. You may not always be quick to act, but when you do, it's with purpose, with clarity, with depth. In relationships, you bring devotion, not in grand gestures, but in consistent care. You notice, you remember, you show up with thoughtfulness that speaks louder than words. But you also need space to recalibrate, to process, to perfect, to reconnect with your inner compass. You are most alive in the journey toward wholeness. You're not afraid of the work. You know that true beauty often lies in revision, in patience, in giving something or someone a second shaping. Astrologically, the waxing gibbous moon is the final build before the reveal, the inhale before the song, the pause before the light bursts open. It is a time of dedication, and you are its living expression. So when the world tells you to settle, to call it done, to move on, you don't. You stay, you listen, you keep working, gently, faithfully, until it feels true. And that is your magic. You are the soul who polishes the mirror until the light reflects just right. The one who doesn't stop at good enough, because you know something radiant is just about to emerge, and you're here to help it arrive, with care, with clarity, with love. You were born in the fullness of light. The moon, round and radiant, watched over your first breath. Nothing hidden, nothing held back. And you, child of the full moon, carry that brightness in your bones. You are the Illuminator. Your gift is clarity. You were born to see, to shine light on what others overlook, to hold a mirror to the world and say, this is what's true. Even when it's hard, even when it's beautiful, you live in contrast. You know the tension between shadow and shine, between what is felt and what is spoken. Yours is a life of revelation, not always easy, but always real. Your presence is electric. People feel you before they understand you. Emotions bloom in your orbit. Things surface around you. Joy, longing, truth. You stir the tides of others simply by being. There is a fullness in your spirit, a desire to connect, to express, to share what's alive inside you. You don't just experience life. You reflect it, amplify it, make it louder and brighter. You are the drumbeat in the heart of the dance. But with that illumination comes intensity. You feel things deeply, sometimes too deeply. Joy reaches its peak, so does sorrow. You may swing between extremes, carried by the momentum of your own feeling. That is your nature, lunar, emotional, alive. Let your feelings speak, but don't let them drown you. Your power lies in awareness, not overwhelm. In relationships, you crave connection that is mutual, mirrored, honest. You want to be seen, and you want to see fully. Anything hidden unsettles you. You read between the lines. You hear what's unspoken. And when you love with your whole being. You are drawn to others like the moon draws the tide. But remember, your light doesn't need to reflect anyone else. It is enough on its own. Spiritually, you are a revealer, a truth teller. You shine light into the dark corners, not to expose, but to heal. You help others recognize themselves, often without meaning to. You're not afraid of what's hidden. You invite it into the light. The full moon is the peak of the cycle, the unveiling, the moment of fruition, and you are born of that moment, full of knowing, full of presence. So when the world seems confused, lost in shadow, let your clarity lead. Speak what you see. Feel what you feel, reflect what is real, because you are the light at midnight, the revelation, the rising. You are the moon in her fullness, and your truth was never meant to hide. You were born just after the peak, when the moon begins her graceful descent, still full but softening, the waning gibbous, a phase of sharing, reflecting, offering back. And you, born beneath this light, are the philosopher, the teacher, the one who holds the story and passes it on. You are not here to chase the spotlight. You are here to understand it, to ask, What did we learn from all that light? What truth remains when the brilliance fades? You carry wisdom in your voice. Even as a child, you may have felt older than your years, watching, wondering, piecing things together. There is a reflective rhythm to your life. You're drawn to meaning, to memory, to the threads that tie moments together. You don't rush forward. You look back, not with regret, but with reverence. Your mind is deep, your heart generous. You feel compelled to share what you've lived, what you've discovered, whether through words, art, guidance, or quiet presence. You are a translator of experience. You take the complex and make it clear. You find the lesson in the storm. Emotionally, you are observant. You process before you speak. You feel, then understand. You don't react, you respond with care, with thoughtfulness. Sometimes this makes you seem distant, but you're simply considering all sides. You want to be fair. You want to get it right. In relationships, you seek mutual growth, conversations that go somewhere, connections that stretch beyond the surface. You give deeply of yourself, your insight, your attention, your time. But you need space too, to reflect, to integrate, to return to your inner world. Because you live between the outward and inward, between expression and introspection. You were born not just to experience, but to make sense of it all. Spiritually, you are a keeper of wisdom. You turn questions into teachings, pain into perspective. You are here to guide, not by shouting, but by gently illuminating the path you've already walked. The waning gibbous moon is the phase of sharing light, of taking what was revealed under the full moon and turning it into wisdom, into service, into something that lasts. So when others feel lost in the aftermath, you help them gather the pieces. You say, "This is what I've learned. Here, so take it. Use it. That is your gift." You remind us that insight comes not in the moment of glory, but in the quiet after, in the reflection, in the offering. You are the voice that echoes after the celebration ends, the one who stays to make sure the meaning isn't lost. And through you, the light continues, softer, steadier, and even more true. You were born in the waning square of the moon, a sharp edge between light and dark, a crossroads. This is the last quarter, and you, born beneath it, are the reformer. You come into the world carrying questions, not answers. You are here not to preserve, but to reimagine, to challenge what no longer works, to let go and to rebuild. There's a tension in your soul, a sense that something must shift, that things are not as they should be. You feel it in your bones. The pull to change, to clear, to cut through illusion. You are the reckoner, the truth breaker, the architect of something better. You don't fear endings. You understand their purpose. You know that pruning makes space for new growth. That release is not loss, but liberation. And so your life may be marked by turning points, deep reckonings, moments when you must choose between comfort and truth, between staying the same or becoming someone new. You often choose truth, even when it's hard, especially then. Emotionally, you are bold, not always loud, but undeniably clear. You feel the weight of the old ways pressing in, and something inside you pushes back. You are not here to maintain. You are here to transform. And yet, even in your fire, there is wisdom. You don't burn for the sake of destruction. You burn for clarity, for progress, for freedom. Your heart is a compass, pointing toward integrity, even if the path there requires loss. In relationships, you crave evolution. You are drawn to depth, to change, to people who aren't afraid to be undone and remade. Stagnation suffocates you. You thrive in the company of those who ask hard questions and stay present through the answers. Spiritually, you are a dismantler of illusions, a sacred disruptor. You're not here to accept the world as it is. You're here to interrogate it, strip it bare, and imagine what could be in its place. The last quarter moon is the time of reevaluation, when the old light fades and the soul prepares for rebirth. You live in that energy. You are that energy. So when the world clings to what's broken, you are the one who says, enough, let it fall. We can build something better. And you do. You carry the courage to close the door, to walk away, to tell the truth when silence would be easier. You remind us that endings are sacred, that clarity is a kind of kindness, that not everything is meant to be saved, but everything can be transformed. You are the turning point, the pivot, the hand that clears the canvas, so something honest can be painted there. You are the storm before the stillness, and through you the cycle prepares to begin again. You were born in the hush before the beginning. The moon, thin as a whisper, was retreating into shadow, a sliver of light, fading, soft, eternal. This is the waning crescent, and you, born beneath it, are the mystic. You carry the weight of many lifetimes, a soul steeped in memory. Yours is not the energy of action, but of essence. You are the dream before the dawn, the breath before the birth, the silence where truth waits. You feel things others can't name. You know things you were never taught. The world moves loudly, but you listen between the notes. You sense the undercurrent, the longing, the soul behind the surface. You don't just observe life, you absorb it. Your presence is gentle but profound. People find peace around you without knowing why. You don't need to explain, you emanate. You don't rush to speak, you understand. And yet, you may feel apart from the world, not quite of it, as if you're always a few steps behind or ahead, hovering at the edges of things. This is not a flaw, it's your gift. You are not here to participate in the noise. You are here to witness what's real beneath it. Emotionally, you are vast. Your sadness runs deep, but so does your compassion. You carry the endings of many stories, not just your own. Sometimes the ache of it lingers. Sometimes you retreat, not to escape, but to remember who you are. In relationships, you seek soul over surface. You are drawn to those who live honestly, who move slowly, who meet you in silence and stillness. You crave presence more than passion, communion more than conversation. And you give without asking, simply because you feel what others need. Spiritually, you live in the realm of the unseen. You are drawn to dreams, to signs, to the language of the in-between. You are the priestess, the hermit, the quiet sage who walks with one foot in this world and one in the next. The waning crescent is the moon of surrender, of release, of deep listening, and you are its reflection. You are not here to push. You are here to let go, to guide others, not with answers, but with presence, with stillness, with grace. So when the world demands clarity and control, you remind us of the sacred unknown. You say, let it fall, let it fade. Let it be. You are the twilight before the transformation, the final note before silence, the space where endings become beginnings. And though your light is soft, it is ancient. You are the keeper of what cannot be taught, the soul who walks in mystery, and through you the cycle prepares to begin again.